Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and please do not forget to like and subscribe, thank you. When the heart cries louder than destiny, Lee Min-ho's most difficult choice between love and duty. Long before the flashing cameras and the international fame, Lee Min-ho was simply a boy, born into a family that raised him with quiet strength and discipline. From a young age, he learned the meaning of responsibility. He was taught that every step he took reflected not only on himself, but on those he loved. Friends recall a young Min-ho who was kind, humble, and deeply protective of those around him. Even in his teenage years, before he had fully stepped into the world of acting, his teachers noticed his sense of duty. He wasn't the loudest in class, but he carried himself like someone who knew his choices mattered, one former mentor once said. This upbringing would become both his greatest strength and his heaviest burden. It shaped him into the man millions admire today, but it also planted within him the seeds of the conflict he now faces. Fame can give a man everything: wealth, adoration, a global platform, yet it often robs him of the most human of needs, the ability to love freely. For years, Lee Min-ho lived under this paradox. His name was linked to beauty, romance, and fairy tales on screen, yet behind closed doors, he often felt like love was slipping away from him. Until he met her. Those close to him say the woman who captured his heart was not dazzled by his fame. She did not fall for the red carpets or the glitter of endorsements. She fell for the man who sat in silence, the man who laughed at simple jokes, the man who sometimes doubted himself. One insider described their connection as gentle yet unshakable, like a candle that refuses to go out even in the wind. For the first time in years, Lee Min-ho believed he had found the kind of love that wasn't written in a script but carved into his soul. But love, as beautiful as it was, did not erase duty. If anything, it amplified the war within him. Lee Min-ho is not just a man, he is a cultural icon. Every move he makes is watched by millions. His family carries expectations of tradition. His industry demands consistency. His fans dream of his perfect happiness, but often in ways that conflict with the reality of his personal life. He feels like his life doesn't fully belong to him, a close friend shared. He worries that if he chooses love openly, he could lose parts of the career and image he has worked so hard to build. Yet if he walks away from this woman, he might lose the very piece of himself that makes him feel alive. This is the chain of duty that holds him, heavy, unrelenting, and unforgiving. There are whispers of nights when Lee Min-ho retreats into solitude, staring out of his window at Seoul's glowing skyline. He writes in journals that no one else sees, pages filled with questions, fears, and confessions too raw to speak aloud. On some nights, he replays memories with her. Laughter in the quiet of dawn, hands intertwined on lonely streets, whispered promises that felt eternal. On other nights, he replays the echoes of expectation, the voices of duty, the pressure of family, the silent judgment of an unforgiving industry. Friends say he has wept in those moments, not the tears of weakness, but the tears of a man who knows that whichever path he takes, he will bleed. And what of her? The woman who holds his heart. Sources say she is aware of the storm raging inside him. She has seen the heaviness in his eyes, felt the tremble in his silence, and heard the unspoken words caught between his lips. She waits, quietly, patiently, not demanding, not forcing. Because real love is not about claiming or chaining, it is about holding space for another's battle. One insider noted, she knows his choice may not fall in her favor. But she also knows that whatever happens, her love for him will remain, not because he is Lee Min-ho the star, but because he is Min-ho the man. Her patience is both his comfort and his torment. Every man reaches a moment when silence can no longer contain him. For Lee Min-ho, that breaking point is drawing near. He has confessed in interviews vague yet piercing truths. Sometimes you have to lose something to protect everything else. Sometimes love is about sacrifice, even when it hurts. To the public, these may sound like poetic musings. To those who know him, they are glimpses of his storm, coded confessions of a man on the edge of his most difficult choice. And so the question lingers like a shadow he cannot escape. Will he follow the cry of his heart or the call of his duty? To choose love might mean risking scandal, judgment, and professional consequences. To choose duty might mean condemning himself to a life of quiet emptiness, where the applause of millions can never fill the hollow space of a broken heart. It is the cruelest of choices, and it is one that no scriptwriter can resolve for him. Lee Min-ho's story is more than just the story of a celebrity caught in an emotional dilemma. It is a mirror to humanity itself. His struggle is our struggle, the eternal conflict between what we want and what the world demands of us. He is living proof that even those who seem to have everything still yearn for the simplest, most fragile gift of all, the freedom to love without fear. As the world watches, Lee Min-ho continues to walk through this fire, carrying both love and duty in his chest like two battling flames. His decision, whatever it may be, will not just define his future but also reveal the truth of his humanity. For in the end, it is not the actor we will remember. It is not the superstar. It is not even the legend. It will be the man who dared to stand at the crossroads of love and duty, trembling yet unbroken, teaching us all that the heart always cries louder than destiny. And so we wait, not as fans demanding answers, but as witnesses to a man's most fragile war, hoping that, in the end, Lee Min-ho will find not just the path he must walk, but the peace he desperately deserves.